Looks brand new actually. Shiny. Smooth. Even the chain looks okay. I'm glad this came to my hands after all these years. I might have to wear it. Well, in any case. Oh, I can't believe this. A sleepy human visitor. Can I touch your face just to make sure you're real? Yes, you're real. I'm sorry. I just haven't seen a human in a long time. Me? Yes, you could call me human too. I wasn't always human, but, well, that's another story. No, it's not a happy story. I was one of the mermaids, but I had to change. Well, no, we'll talk about that later. Right now, I'll put this away and I'll show you some potions, if you like. This one. I like this potion. It allows you to breathe underwater. Even a human. Yes, even you. Here, take a better look at it. I've had this for a long time, but haven't needed it. But I keep it. Would you like some? No? That's okay. I'll just put it back in place. This one, well, this is a very tasty substance. Very rare and valuable. It keeps you from going hungry for months with just a sip of this wonderful potion. Here, let you smell it. See? Yes, it smells very nice. You want some? No? That's okay. The last one? You don't want to know what this is. I can only tell you that this potion is ancient, poisonous, and very dangerous to anyone who holds it. I don't worry for myself because I'm not like a normal human, but you don't want to know what this is. Let's just put it back. Now, I will read to you from a very special book. This is as old as time, and it is full of stories for my people. These stones keep the sacred book safe. I shall blow life into the book and put you within it. And now, my friend, we will look into the pages of the book together. You are one of the few humans to ever visit my dreams, you know. One of the few humans to ever see the contents of this book. Some visit me willingly in their dreams, searching for answers about my race. Some, like you, stumble upon me while swimming in their own dreamland. As we go through the pages of this book together, I will read to you bits and pieces, spells, in my own language. Don't worry, we are within a dream, and your mind will understand my words and the letters on the pages you see. But first, I will share with you my own story, because the fact that you, of all people, visited me today is a sign to me that I must slowly break my silence, and also because you asked me ever so politely before. I will begin from the very start. I was born almost a century ago. I understand your frown. Even a mermaid doesn't remain young this long, right? I will explain. When I was little, a little fish, as we call it back home, me and my friends loved to swim near the ocean floor, and we collected all sorts of trinkets to play with or exchange with each other. Some of those items were dropped and lost from other merpeople or other types of sea creatures, or lost from humans falling in the water from your many ships. Either way, some items sometimes were different. They carried energy. It could be anything: a mirror, a pendant, a sharp object, a jar, a common seashell, a book. When any of us found one of those, we would take them to my father. My father, you see, was a very important merman. He was a member of an ancient order, the Order of the Golden Quills, formed to protect artifacts like these and keep them in hidden underwater caves, far from all creatures willing to use them for evil purposes. This order was formed to keep the peace between our races. Little did I know that one of those items would change my life forever one day. When I was a bit older, around 17 human years old, bad things started happening where I lived. Some people began to disappear. Some were never found, and some were found on beaches. A terrible sight for humans, especially when some did not know or believe we even existed. My father was very concerned, but never explained why. Whispers were flowing in the currents of strange creatures taking my people, and even more whispers about the same creatures influencing another human war on the surface. I studied old books of our race's history back then, since I had access to them, trying to understand what was happening around me, where and why it all began. You see, my friend, my ancestors were created on this planet by a race not of this world. Several races from different worlds and dimensions have landed on this planet, creating all of us, and we blended with each other over the centuries. As we all evolved and intertwined, ancient truth turned into fairy tales, but all universes, all dimensions are blended together in reality. What humans call stories of fantasy, to us is knowledge written in the old history books. One day, that same year, I found a book on the ocean floor and took it to my father, as I always have. It was old and heavy, with a dark green cover. My father said I was lucky to find it, so he could hide it from the world. He mentioned ancient mermaid spells. He mumbled a little and took it from my hands with haste. It would be years before I saw that book again. When I was 25 human years old, something bad happened to me. I remember losing my senses while swimming home one day, and the next thing I recall is waking up in shallow waters near a shore right before dawn, tangled in old fishing nets, exhausted and in pain. I managed to free myself and swam back to deep waters before anyone saw me. I was surprised and relieved because I was at least close to my home. My family was very relieved that I was safe, even though deep down I was scared because I did not know what happened to me that night. Days passed and I felt a change in me. I felt sick, weak. I told my family. I told them I felt pain in parts of my back. My father took me to the healers, and they examined me carefully and thoroughly. Then they turned and looked at me with fear and said I was going to die. That I was a threat and I could not be saved. They said I was tainted by an ancient horror and should be cast away immediately. My father, though, would not let me die just like that. Once he saw that our healers would not help me, he turned to the humans for help. He didn't like most humans and kept expressing how much they have hurt our people over the years. But he was keeping the peace, and he did know of some humans who would help me and not see me as a monster or experiment on me. Thus, I was taken in secret to a human ship and arrived in the middle of the night at a facility where a very polite human doctor named Andrew Michaels performed a strange surgery on me and removed something that was placed in my body, or rather, several somethings. He told me there were a few more cases like mine, and the creatures that had done this to me had done this to humans too. He healed me and released me back into the ocean 5 days later. But even though I was now healthy, even though my family was fully aware that I was not a threat to anyone and I was not going to die, the healers had poisoned the minds of the mer people, and everyone was looking at me as if I was a gulper eel. Some of them even tried to hurt me, calling me a bad sign from the gods. My mother gave me a pendant one night, secretly. It was a petrified green octopus, and it was a symbol of an ancient god that most mer people feared and some others worshipped, but again out of fear for their lives. She said it would keep me safe from mer people trying to hurt me. But I knew I had no place in the ocean to call safe anymore. After my mother gave me that pendant, days and nights passed, and I was in my cave, thinking of a solution. I finally made a hard decision. I talked to a friend who was willing to help me, and he agreed. One night, 4 hours before dawn, without goodbyes to my family, I found my friend, and with his help, I entered one of the secret caves where the most precious artifacts were kept safe by the order, by my father. While my friend kept watch, I swam into the entrance of the cave and then emerged. While being half out of the water, I browsed the books scattered all around me. Scared, with slippery cold hands, I finally found the book, the heavy green book. I recognized it immediately. You see, I was afraid of remaining a mermaid. It wasn't safe anymore. Too much had happened to me just for being what I was, and my own people would sooner or later hurt me. I was so scared and tired that I even began to understand why humans say I am drowning. With a heavy heart, I stole that book, determined. I submerged myself again, got out of the cave, and swam to a quiet, dark spot of the ocean floor with my friend. I searched and found the page I was looking for, and cast the spell while tying my hands with seaweed. I still remember the words. Ith heglak ish to trop kan dompliv hektar milak she given anena maklak. After I said these words, I broke the seaweed knot with a fast movement of my hands, sealing the spell, breaking my old chains. a strong, warm current passed through my body. I had told my friend it wouldn't take long before it worked. I started to hurt and to change. My skin turned pale and my tail started changing into legs. My friend took me by the hand, swimming fast, and helped me get to shore when he had sent word to a human friend to meet us at a little beach and get me clothes and a place to stay. We reached the shore, and I coughed and coughed water until I could breathe properly. My face was now different, and so was my body. The human friend covered me in a blanket and helped me stand on my new legs, still trembling, not from the pain, but for what I had done. I broke all laws. Since that day, I have been hiding in your world. The reason I am still alive after all these decades is because the spell carried a punishment. Any mermaid deciding to abandon her race by using this spell would indeed turn human as she wished, but cursed to become immortal in this new form. You must understand, my friend, I did not want to change. I had to, for my own safety and the safety of my family and my people. I prefer that my people said the tainted ran away or died than blame my family for protecting or accepting me, or worse, my father losing his place in the order. I will never forgive the creatures that caused all this. After a little while, now being human, I revisited the doctor who had helped me. I did everything I could to help him deal with the creatures, and I feel I did help. But even after all this, it is not over. It is never over with them. Now, you know my story. But my friend, I promised you that I would read you from my book, so I will allow you to choose one of the pages you saw, and I will read it for you. Choose wisely. Good choice, my dear friend. Here is the page you chose me to read for you. Anatomy. Όπως λένε οι φιλόσοφοι, η φύση απολαμβάνει την ποικιλία. Υπάρχουν λοιπόν πολλά είδη γοργονοειδών. Μερικά μοιάζουν με τους ξαδέλφους τους ανθρώπους. Άλλα είναι καλυμμένα από το κεφάλι ως θηρά με λέπια. Έχουν φράγκια και ανάλογες υδάτινες σκουφίδες. Οι ομφάνες that you know about my story, I would like to give you some gifts to remember me by. The first thing I'll give you is the very pendant that my mother gave me so long ago. Here it is, still intact. I can't hold on to this, even though it means so much to me. You will keep it safe for me. The next little item I have is this little seashell. It's just a seashell, but it is, well, my only memory of home. But I must abandon this memory. So please, keep it. Keep it for me. But my last gift to you is happier. I don't exactly recall where I got this ship, but I think it's really beautiful. I have been on ships like this over the years. I'm sorry if it's a little dusty. I am giving this to you to sail through your dreams very smoothly, slowly, peacefully, and to remember this dream you had of me. Now, this ship, I'd like you to keep it next to your bed. Okay? Take it. Thank you for visiting.